As an independent music podcast, 101 Part-Time Jobs highly recommends DistroKid as the best solution to putting out your own music online. You can join 1 million other artists from all across the world putting out their own music on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and everywhere else across the DSPs where people are listening to your music. My dream as a kid was to run a small little label, and now with DistroKid, getting music out online is the easiest it ever has been, making 100% of your own royalties while paying a small annual fee. And that fee's even smaller as a 101 Part-Time Jobs listener. Head to distrokid.com/VIP/101pod to get 30% off your first year putting out your own music on DistroKid. Getting your own music out into the world has never been easier. Head to distrokid.com/VIP/101pod to get the best deal you can. All right, you're listening to 101 Part-Time Jobs. I'm Giles Bidder, and I go around speaking to people about how they make music every day, how they prioritize it when everything costs money and time. This kid is a real virtuoso, and it's no surprise that he's been ripping basically full-time since he was a teenager. It's Alfie Templeman. His new record, Radiosoul, just came out, and it's funky, it's groovy. He can play. He's self-taught, he's an interesting character. It happened earlier this week at Strong Room, the brilliant venue and studio where Alfie actually finished the final touches of Radiosoul. Strong Room Studios in London, thank you for having us. Signature Brew provided us with the beer. Orange Amps were there, and so were 100 or so people. It was ace to do it. I love doing these live podcasts in front of people. This is a people conversation. It's about sharing experiences, and I'm so glad I got to do this chat with Alfie. Radiosoul is out now on Chess Club Records. You can stream it and buy it now. Thank you for listening. If you've just found out about this show, if you've joined us recently, make sure you click subscribe. We put out 2 episodes every week with bands and artists that we find interesting and exciting. That's it. It's good people, real stories. That's what makes 101 Part-Time Jobs. Cheers for being here. Shout out 2000 Trees, the excellent medium-sized festival down in the southwest by Cheltenham. It's happening in just a couple of weeks, and I'm going to be doing 2 live podcasts there on the Thursday and the Friday, both at 4:15 p.m. So if you're heading down to Trees this year, where you're going to catch the Gaslight Anthem, the Chats, who are off Smoko, Don Broco, Creeper, Hot Mulligan, Hot Milk, so many great bands across the weekend. I tell you what, my special tip for the weekend is Gouge Away. They're an incredible hardcore band from Florida. If you haven't got your tickets yet for 2000 Trees, head to 2000trees.co.uk and use the voucher code 101pod to get 50 quid off your weekend ticket. All right, coming up after the jump, we've got Alfie Templeman from our chat at Strong Room just earlier this week. 101 part-time. Do you know what? It's quite. I feel like we're really like hogging the beers here. Does anyone want a beer?
Yeah. Does anyone want a beer? Beers? Anyone?
Mind the cameras. Does anyone want a beer? Oh, well caught. One more.
I feel like I'm going to hit someone in the face. So.
Steady hands.
Wait, do you want one over there? Wait, can you throw it over there?
Yeah.
I ain't doing that. That's risking it too much.
Buckinghamshire County Cricket 2001.
Very niche. That was very niche.
Did you play sports when you were younger?
No, not very well at least. I was actually just talking about this. Like, I remember when I was in about year 2, and I went to try and do a penalty. And it just like went behind me, and like everyone was laughing at me. I was like, that's the last time I'm ever playing footy. So.
When you released Beckham, did people ask you if you're into football?
Yeah, I was like, fuck no. Honestly, yeah.
And we played 5-a-sides.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, you were better than me.
When you were a kid, like, football and sports is the thing.
Yeah.
when you're more interested in music, how did you kind of reconcile that? Not that reconcile is a word that we'd use in year 2.
Yeah.
But
recorder. Still recorder lesson.
Did you know, were you like, yeah, I dig this. I like the way this makes me feel?
Yeah, I think it was all off a feeling, because at that age, like, it's down to that, isn't it? And just passion and just, you know, whatever actually excites you. And I guess for me, music was the one. I didn't really know at the time. I guess I was so naive. You know, I didn't really know that was going to stick around for so long.
Why would you?
Yeah, exactly. You just don't know what to expect.
But your parents were supportive.
They were really supportive.
And you had people around you being like, do it. Yeah,
I think people were good at just like, I don't know, I just, you know, made demos and stuff for so long, and people were good at biting their tongue and saying, you know, this song is shit or whatever. They didn't say that too much. They just let me do my thing, kind of thing.
For a while, you wrote a song a day.
Yeah.
Can we just think about that? A song a day.
Yeah, but
like an idea, like a riff or a lyric a day.
Yeah, like a whole thing. Yeah,
a whole song.
Like a song, yeah.
How old were you when you started doing that?
I was probably about, I'd say like 12. And then, from like...
Madness.
12, but it was just like, collecting lots of little bits and pieces over the years. You know, most of them were terrible, but, you know, there'd be one or two that even now I'd go back to and think, maybe I can make a song out of that, you know. So I'm glad that I just did that. You know, I'm glad I had the resources to do it. I was very lucky to have the resources to do it. And I think off the basis of that, you know, I have the receipts, basically. I have, like, the proof of just making things, you know, which is cool.
But no one goes from not writing a song to writing the best song ever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like you grow in public.
Unless you're Kate Bush, but, you know, like...
You grow in public, and I imagine it's painful.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like it was such a gradual thing for me. It never got too intense until, I guess, after the pandemic, weirdly.
Right.
Yeah.
Before, you know, as a teenager, kind of going into your 15, 16, 17, what were other kids doing around you? Were there some times when you had to think, okay, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to play music instead of going to Malaga?
I don't know. No, I guess not really too much. I don't know. Like, I was just doing it during like upper school, and you know, everyone's just doing their own thing. Like, you know, I wasn't signed or anything at the time. It was just another thing that I was doing, and no one really spoke about it too much or anything. You know.
And you got signed pretty quickly soon after that.
Yeah.
15?
Yeah, 15.
Wild.
Yeah, which is crazy. Yeah.
Take us through that.
Yeah, I remember it was a song I wrote called Like an Animal, which is a very old song, and hey, thanks. Big ups, cheers. I made it like, it was the start of 2018. It was just another song that I made in like a day kind of thing. And then like a couple months went by, and I remember doing like my mock GCSEs, and like I fucked up my Spanish speaking exams so bad. I went home, I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? Like, that's it, I'm done. Like what's gonna happen? I'm worried about the future. And then I went home and I got this email from Will Street, who owns Chess Club Records, and he was like, I really like your stuff, like I'd love to do something. And he'd found it from another guy, Chris, who's a legend, who used to work at the label, and he heard it on Spotify because I got on this like Discover Weekly playlist where it just kind of updates every week. Did
you put your own stuff on Spotify?
Yeah, I found the one place that did it for free online, and I was like, yeah, I'm
already good at business.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, gotta be done. Yeah, so that was when I was like, about 15. I used to just post stuff on Bandcamp, and then moved to SoundCloud. Met a lot of people out on SoundCloud, not rappers, weirdly. You know, like there are people that aren't rappers.
And like meeting Chess Club Records, it's still like a process, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you meet them, you have some conversations.
Yes. Well, that's funny, because they actually came to my house, and like I'm from like North Bedfordshire, so it's like the middle of nowhere. It's just like fields, and like there's like more pubs and shops kind of thing. But they like came down, and like my nan lives kind of down the road from my parents' house, which is weird, and they like stopped off at my like nan's house like by accident, and my nan came outside. She's like, I think you're at the wrong place, dear. It's like,
get off my land.
Like, just a bit down there. Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
that's brilliant.
Yeah,
and making that first record, getting on that kind of. I mean, even though I do this show, I'm still guilty of being like, oh, he did this, then he did this.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that, does it?
Well,
it's incremental.
Yeah, I guess at the time, it was weird because like I knew that I'd been signed or offered something. I think that was like the one time early on in my career where I actually really tried to think logically about what I was doing in a lot of ways.
Adulting.
Yeah, man. No, so like, yeah, I had like the song Like an Animal and then a song called Yellow Flowers, and those were like the 2 songs that I had for the record, like the EP. And then I was like, okay, now I have a chance at actually putting something together. I like challenged myself to like make 3 more songs and kind of put it all together, and like that summer, and then it came out kind of at the end of the year. So it was like, I don't know, I've really enjoyed the process of it, and like it was a challenge for me. I engineered it, I produced it, I wrote it. There was no one else involved. It was like a 1-man band thing, and like I was like still gassed about that. Like
self-taught.
Yeah, mostly. I got drum lessons from this legend. His name was Alan, and he was like a jazz drummer. And rest his soul. He passed away a couple of years ago, but he taught me a lot of tricks. And
he was a local drummer, a local drum teacher.
Yeah. And he taught so many people, you know. Yeah. But he couldn't actually pick up drumsticks by the time he taught me because he was like too old and frail. And
oh wow!
So he just taught me from like speaking, and it was crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you get like a good feeling of him? Because music's not just about the playing. It's about the feeling. We're sounding a bit Grateful Dead here, but it's about the vibe.
A bit Grateful Dead.
And that's what you and that's what you get from people is the vibe.
Yeah.
So did you get the vibe from Alan?
Yeah, it was a bit whiplashy actually. He was like proper. He was proper strict, but I kind of rated it, to be honest. I think he I don't know, like I had an actual acoustic drum kit in my parents' house, and you know I used to bash it around like crazy, but I think he kind of taught me about dynamics and just feel and, you know, ghost notes and like just like playing softly and stuff. What
were you listening to around that time?
Prog rock. Yeah. I don't know why.
King Crimson.
Yeah, King Crimson and Rush and Genesis and Jethro Tull and all that kind of stuff, man. I don't know why, but
I feel like we could be in a film like I'm Jason Segel and you're Zach Braff.
We're going bowling.
But that's like pretty wild music to get into when you're that age.
Yeah, I don't know what it was about it. Like, it just really excited me for some reason. And my dad kind of showed me the guitar and like guitar-based music. He used to show me like 80s bands quite a lot, but like more like the Cult and stuff. And then he was also like he was a teddy boy, so he liked rockabilly and psychobilly and stuff like that. And I hated it. I hated all of it so much. Like. So I like the idea of like heavy, hard music, but just like not that kind of music. So I think that's what made me get into it. And then, you know, I just went looking around a lot, and, you know, prog rock was what I ended up. My dad also, like, I found Rush, the band, because my dad's like a builder. So like he's got a lot of builder mates and stuff, and he like helped out on his mate's like house once. And this guy, I came with my dad like during the process, and this guy didn't know what to give me, so he gave me like a 3-hour Rush DVD rather than like a game or something. It was like, here, watch this. It's like for 50-year-old men, but like, you know, I'm sure you'll love it. And I saw this guy with a drum kit. I was like, yes, that's what I want to do, you know.
You're one of the boys.
Yeah, I'm one of the boys now. Dad.
Were you confident? Looking back now? I know that's like a funny question, but
I don't know if I was confident. I'd like once again say I was more naive. I just feel like I got away with I don't think too hard about anything. So it just allowed me to kind of trail along and just make things and just go for it.
Is that element changed? Because as you get older, there is like a funny thing that happens.
Yes. Yeah.
You do wig yourself out. You go off balance. And it's like, damn.
I'm pretty sure I literally lost all of my confidence last year. For some reason, I just like got drained of all of it. I think after like touring in 2022, we did so many gigs and stuff, and it was like, whoa, that's actually me on stage, like, you know, coming back from that, and then going back to like North Bedfordshire, where once again there's more pubs than shops. It's like quite a weird like juxtaposition, you know. And
you're looking at yourself on your phone.
Yeah, I was just like deeping it too much, you know. And I guess with this record, I found a bit. I don't know. It's weird. Like releasing this record, it's like I found a bit more purpose, and it's like come back to me, and I've kind of figured out who I am again. It's like giving me a bit more of a meaning to what I'm doing, which is cool.
And it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Because it's like this is the groove.
Yeah.
It does. It doesn't hold back, does it?
No, I don't think it does hold back. Like, I guess I was a little bit worried about putting it out because it's definitely different, and like when you've established like a certain sound that you're trying to get, and you know you do it, and then people will appreciate it. It's like, oh, if I'm gonna like, you know, change my tuning or whatever, like, are people gonna actually follow along? But it's like, if people do follow along, then those are the people that I want to stick around, you know, because they know what to expect. They know that, I'm probably going to change again, or 2 more times or 3 or whatever. That's the kind of person I want to be, and if people like that, then that's brilliant.
And that's quite a big leap of faith, because if everyone's looked at you a certain way for the songs you've previously written, and it's your life, it's like, okay, am I going to blow this by doing something different?
I know, that's it, isn't it? But I feel like the risk really just outweighs like playing it safe, to be honest, for me. And I feel like mainly the energy that gets carried along with that, really, you can hear it in the record, because I think, it's just a time of experimenting and just not really knowing what was around the corner, which was what made it so fun.
And you moved out to a flat. Yeah. You got a gaff.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it. That's a big part of growing up.
It is, yeah.
And fun.
Yeah.
The first few months living in a place by yourself.
I know. Well, it's with my girlfriend, so which is even better.
Even better. You get to mix cereals.
Yeah, we make cereals.
You mix cereals.
We mix cereals, bro.
That's sick.
We don't actually. I just realised we got some like expired Kellogg's cereal at the back.
Dash it.
Yeah. Oops.
Where's your happy place? I mean, when I hear Radiosoul, I think this is someone in their happy place.
Well, it's definitely in the back of our garden now, like when it's a nice sunny day and we're just like outside and it's just, got some music playing and stuff,
What does the picnic look like? What have you got out?
Oh, we got some French cheese going on, man. A little Comté, little Poisse. Maybe some Swiss stuff, Gruyere.
Never even heard of it.
We get, get involved, come on. Little Branson pickle action.
We were talking earlier about a couple of the studios that you recorded at.
Yeah.
And you recorded with Dan Carey.
Yeah, legend.
Put out, made some amazing records. You also recorded at Guy Garvey's studio.
Yeah.
I feel like those are two people that we can look up to.
Yeah.
I don't know, if you can
He's quite tall actually, yeah.
Go on and put music first and still be about good music. Guy Garvey plays such great tunes on Six Music.
Yeah.
Dan Carey produces such great tunes. You want to be around those people.
Exactly, because I know it's a weird thing to say, but music does come first with them. Like, I know that is part of the industry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't always in this industry, but like, I don't know, I just wanted to surround myself. I didn't actually record anything with Guy, but just being around his presence and being at that studio in particular, the Dairy in Brixton, it's just really special just because it's just got good vibes. I feel like everyone there is just, trying to make good music and everyone has their head switched on. And I feel like, in Brixton, I was saying about it earlier, like, I just feel like I'm switched on with everyone's, like, mission and aim to just, like, keep making good things and experiment,
Places do have a vibe.
Yeah, Brixton's definitely one of them.
That is, sometimes you forget that.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to forget that. You live somewhere, you're like, why do I feel bored? I mean, quite often it is your surroundings.
I know, yeah. But also, it's weird because, like, since going back to, like, my parents' house, I'm often reminded of, like, just, like, the inspiration that I got from being, like, I don't know if it was out of just boredom sometimes and, like, not really having anything to do too much.
That's, like, the best reason to do something.
Yeah.
Boredom.
Yeah, honestly, sometimes it really just does make you...
You're not city kids. Where we're like, I had a pair of Adidas when I was 12. They're like hand-me-downs forever.
Yeah,
Yeah. What was Guy Garvey like? Did you meet him?
Yeah, he's so funny, man. He's like just really, really lovely, down to earth bloke. Like, you forget you're talking to Guy Garvey.
Yeah.
But he loves sandwiches. You gotta respect that. Like, I love a sandwich. He loves a sandwich. Like, there's this sandwich like that he gets from like down the road. It's like this chicken sandwich, but like whenever he eats it, it like makes him like sleep for like 2 hours, and he calls it a chicken hate crime. I thought that was really funny.
A hate crime on him. It takes away half his day.
Literally, mate. Yeah, it just
Sue
makes
for
him
that.
like slouch around, not doing anything. Yeah. It's just great. It's how I want to be.
101, 101, part-time jobs. 101, 101, 101, part-time jobs.
You're making music and you're doing this all the time.
Yeah.
What do you do to turn off it? Had to turn your brain off of it?
I don't know. To be honest, like, I'm pretty good at just like, as my girlfriend always says, like, I can just fall asleep in like 2 minutes. So like, I'm pretty good at just like distracting my brain. I don't know. I'm actually really boring, to be honest. I just maybe watch some telly or something, or like
Telly's pretty good.
Yeah, or just like, go on a walk. Or, a little goggy bee. Yeah, like whatever floats your boat.
Do you know what I just signed up to a couple of years ago actually, and I just love it. Pop Bitch, the newsletter. And I don't think that I'm like a celebrity gossip kind of person, but it's got a lot of that. But it's got a lot of political sort of overhearing
Oh,
kind of
really?
things. And I would just recommend anyone to read Pop Bitch.
Sponsored by Pop Bitch.
I worked at Times Radio for a little bit
Yeah.
before they let me go. And
Sorry about that, mate.
I was going out the L'Abattoir, and it was like a double door scenario. It's pretty nice offices, News UK.
Yeah.
And Keir Starmer
Oh.
walks in,
Christ.
and I'm like, there's a part of Pop Bitch where they tell you, celebrities or well-known people, whether they wash their hands after going for a waz using the urinal.
Oh, mate.
Now, he didn't go to the urinal, but he did go into a cubicle. But I tell you what, he didn't lock it. He didn't lock the cubicle.
Oh.
Now, I sent this into Pop Bitch and it didn't get printed. But I just want to use my own platform. Would you vote for... No, Player 2. Probably should vote for him.
His dad was a toolmaker, man.
Yeah. Was he?
Yeah, man.
We sent out a couple of messages to Instagram folk. What is your relationship with Instagram? Like, no filter right now. No filter metaphorically.
I'm bad at all things social media as it goes. I've got worse at it over time. But I owe Instagram a lot because I used to just post pictures of my face and then like people would like find my music from them.
Right.
But
good enough way. Social mobility.
Yeah.
Here's my face.
I've been slowly downgrading. It's just not working as much anymore. So.
It's part of the job. It's kind of sad, but kind of fun. I don't know. I guess you can make it fun, can't you?
I just like doing Instagram dumps, man. Like, I actually really it's satisfying. It's good. It's like, just like, here's what I've been doing, for the last month. Fucking buy again, like. My generation, this stuff came around when I was like 18, and it took me years to find out like my voice. I know what I'm like in real life to my family, to my friends, but having my voice on Instagram. Yeah.
How silly can I get without being embarrassed? That kind of stuff.
How much vignette can I use on a picture? And like.
Don't even get into it.
How many filters?
Adobe. I'm paying 50 quid Adobe for a month. Oh. Did you find your voice
through Viesco, man?
Viesco.
Yeah.
Voice changer. I'm trying to be serious.
Find my voice through Instagram. Just in
captions and like. Yeah. Because it's more than just the music.
Yeah, true.
It's personality.
True. I don't know if I've ever completely found it, to be honest. I guess that's what makes it harder for me to just go on there and, try and be sincere, because I feel like I'm crap at being sincere in the first place. So, like, when it comes to Instagram, it's quite hard to just, like, I don't know, just, like, how do you present yourself, and how do you actually, like, I don't know, with a lot of artists, they're really good at doing that continuously, I guess, like having similar captions and stuff. With me, I'm just too scatterbrained, like it changes every minute. I don't know what to say,
You ever write something and think, fuck, this just sounds sarcastic?
Yeah. Oh, mate, all the time. I just say things and everyone's like, are you being sarcastic? I don't know why. I don't even think I was that much of a sarcastic person, but
people are really nice.
Yeah.
People are so nice to you. People are nicer to you than they are to me, so... No, but there are friendly people. Like, that's the thing you can forget.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's like a very positive place, and also like TikTok as well. Like, just occasionally get like some dickhead like being mean for no reason, but like it gets to a point where it just doesn't matter anymore. I think I've got so much better at that stuff. Because
it doesn't fucking matter.
No.
Because it's gone. It's yesterday's newspaper on the train that's flying towards Northampton. Who cares?
Towards Northampton? That's an attack on Northampton.
Sorry,
Come
Northampton.
On. Have you ever Rushden?
I woke up in Northampton once at 3 a.m.
Did you?
And I had a shift at Waitrose at 7.
Oh.
And do you know what? This is going to say a lot about how generous my mum is. She paid for a taxi to get me back, and I was battered on 2% Alpine Lager from Samuel Smith's.
Battered on the Addie Lee.
Which was basically just having loads of gas in you. But I woke up in Northampton.
Wow.
Have you woken up anywhere on the train?
You know what? Not yet. No. Not.
Tonight could be the night.
I normally just stay asleep.
Thank you, Signature Brew.
Yeah, cheers,
Stay asleep.
Yeah,
you fall asleep, so you get to the end of the line, and then you go back, and then you get to where you originally meant to go.
I have heard about this, yeah. I've never got that twatted, though, I don't think.
Yeah, me neither. There's
Nah, man.
We've got a comment from someone called Del Yagsme. Shout out Del Yagsme. Do you know a personal close friend?
Don't think so.
They asked the question, what was your favourite part of the creation process of Radiosoul? When you were writing the tunes, when you were penning paper?
I think, it's such a versatile record. There's quite a few moments that I really enjoyed making because there were quite a few sounds that I really wanted to go for and achieve. And
sounds in your head.
Yeah.
That you're like, how do I make that?
Yeah. And actually, this is kind of getting away from the point a bit, but to actually make that this time around, I decided I couldn't produce myself too much because I found it really hard, like with limited resources, and also I'm just not the best producer. So it was about connecting the dots and saying, how can I actually execute these ideas to like the best they can be? And it was like, oh, actually, I think I need to work with other people, So to be honest, that was the best part. It was like working with, amazing producers that are also really creative in their own right. And, just having a second pair of ears to bounce off of. And
how does it work then? Do you like sort of, hey, Dan, hey, Guy Garvey, or person in the studio in Brixton, can I get the guitar to sound like, like, how do you do it?
No, I mean,
Demystifying the music industry here, everyone.
That's exactly how it happens. I mean, that's what Michael Jackson did with his voice.
Is that right?
Like with all his demos, yeah. But no, I'd go into the studio and I'd know enough about kind of what sounds I want. So, I'd be in like Dan's studio, for example, and messing around with his amps and stuff, or his weird modular synths.
He just let you go full rein.
Yeah, he just he just doesn't care too much.
It's a lot of trust.
I know.
He could break his shit.
Oh yeah, he literally does parties at his house, and you just like he just lets people like put drinks on his synths and stuff. I'm like, mate, what is wrong with you? Yeah,
that's funny.
But yeah, just executing stuff with this album was really fun because it was, I don't know, it felt like I was a kid in a candy store really. Like there was so many options, so many things that I could try out because...
Too many things?
I wouldn't say too many things because I
really get lost in it.
Yeah, exactly. But I narrowed it down. Like I tried a lot of different sessions, then eventually narrowed it down to like just good experiences and like, knowing what equipment's in the room and just like being comfortable in all the different situations and settings, that was really important.
It takes time. Having this conversation about what it means to be an artist, how do you become one? When you like an artist, how did they get to that? We always have that thing when we like a band, we want to know more and more and more about them.
Yeah.
I love that shit. That's why, that's why this exists. And it's like the common thread is time.
Yeah.
Having time to experiment and to grow.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think I had more time than I've ever had, to be honest, with this record. That's why it took so long. But like, I think it adds to it because I feel like on top of that, I had to just experience things in my life, moving out and being in a completely different situation and setting compared to like previous releases, I think really just changed the way that I wrote and the way that I just put things together.
Do you journal?
Yeah, I was doing a lot of morning pages and stuff with this record. It was like...
What did you notice when you were doing that?
Well, the difference between tour and not being on tour, for one, just... I think like looking at my morning pages on tour, it's very all over the place, scatterbrained, too much to even be able to write, down kind of thing. Whereas with like, being at home, it was like every thought was passing so clearly because you were so present in your own brain. So I think I was a lot more peaceful at home, but also a lot more depressed, if that makes sense, in a weird way. I don't know.
What kind of depressed? Like a lonely depressed or a...
I think there just came a stage like after like touring for a couple years and like coming out of the pandemic where I just really was kind of lost. I wasn't really sure who I was or where to go or, what to do from there onwards. So I think for a long time I kind of just like paused everything a little bit and, just wanted to sit around and figure some stuff out. And I think moving out to London really did me some good, to be honest, because, this place is just overflowing with amazing artistic people already and amazing creatives. And, I think it sets the bar a lot higher for what you try to do and what you try to achieve, because it's like, oh, there's already people making amazing art here. How do I actually fit in? How do I prove that I'm good enough to be here, So it's about kind of, fitting in there.
London can feel like a summertime playground.
Yeah.
Where you go out and you're like, what's next? Where do you go?
Yeah.
And you always stumble upon shops and cafes or things you didn't know were there.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh.
It's like limitless, isn't it?
You think you know everything.
But you don't.
No way.
You don't. Oh.
Do you know what, that feeling, I think we all feel that. And it might be a COVID thing. It might be just the generation we live in.
Yeah.
It's like, that thing, like, I got family going through that. I got friends going through that. Like, what do I do now? I think the one thing that we can be at peace with is that we're definitely not alone in that feeling.
Yeah. even though sometimes it really can just feel like you are.
And you feel like a burden to your friends if you talk about it.
Well, it's the whole idea of like, you know, people saying that they're there for you, but you're constantly feeling that. When you're depressed, it's 24/7. You know, it never really goes away. So at the end of the day, there's still going to be the biggest chunk of time, you know, where you're dealing with it is just in your own brain by yourself, which is, you know, just quite a scary thought when you're going through it in that motion. And
So you don't want to speak to anyone?
Yeah.
You don't want to?
Yeah, it's hard to, isn't it? You know?
Do you know what my trick is? Is going to the local coffee shop and getting a iced coffee.
An iced coffee?
I think
You've
iced
lost me
coffee
there, mate.
cured
Lost
my
me.
depression.
Really?
Well, it tastes good.
I think it would give it back to me, mate.
That and a bit of vitamin D, 3000 RUD from Boots.
Nice.
Not a sponsor.
Could be, though.
But like going to the coffee shop made me speak with people and it made me meet people.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know David Kumu?
No.
Great guitarist. He lives on my road. See him a lot. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
And seeing other artists and meeting interesting people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Where
true.
are they? Find them.
It's just, it gives you purpose as well, doesn't it? It adds to your life. It makes you feel more fulfilled, just knowing that you've socialised with people and they've come into your life and you've expanded.
You're mature for a young 20-year-old.
Thanks, brother.
Well done.
Safe.
101, 101 part-time jobs, 101, 101 part-time jobs.
We got another question from. I thought this guy was like doing like a huge ass on me or something, like making fun.
Context?
N Colosino, his
N.
name is.
Colosino.
I had to really
Sick
think,
name.
like, is that something rude?
Maybe.
What's the process of thinking of what you're going to write about and getting it into a song?
Yeah, well, I don't know. There's not particularly a process at the end of the day. I think sometimes in terms of the music, I think most of my songs just like fall out the sky, and it's like you spend the next 2 hours trying to figure out if you've like stolen it from someone, you know?
It's a very John Lennon thing, like you kind of put the antenna up.
Oh, well, that's ironic because I actually ripped off a John Lennon song once. Like, I have a side project called Aerial Days, and there's a song called No More, and I didn't even realise, but like someone was like, "Oh, that's the same melody as Jealous Guy by John Lennon." I was like, "Fuck." He can't sue me though, can he? So it's fine. But anyways, yeah. No, I think the process always changes. You know, it's like sometimes I'll have, like recently with this album, I actually had quite a lot of lyrics before the actual music, which is weird for me because I'm really good at being nonsensical, as you can tell. And normally it's really hard for me to just like, I don't know, like I'll record a whole song, or this is what I used to do, just record a song really quickly and then just like go on Rhyme Zone and, you know, just find some shit that rhymes, you know. And
You're a kid. Your brain doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know what to sing about, you know. Like, what are you meant to sing about?
Do you remember the first song that you were like, this is actually about something?
Oh, God, yeah. What would have that been? I mean, I guess it was probably. It would have been stuff on Like an Animal, the first EP that I made, but there just wasn't very much of it, you know. Like, I guess most of it was,
comes in slithers.
Yeah, exactly. I was more just like putting in certain lines where they'd have a meaning, and then other bits where they'd rhyme. But you know, it happens, and I feel like now I'm a lot better at just taking my time. I feel like lyrics is actually what takes the longest for me, for sure. You know, like making sure they actually just sound good, but on top of that, making sure they actually have a deep meaning or many meanings. You know, I love that when songs do that.
It's funny how you can get that from a tone as well, from like a sound of a guitar.
Yeah.
Self-production. How did you start off? Like, what was the first program you used? Like, we got some orange amps behind us.
Yes.
You used orange amps.
Yeah, and I actually used to mic them up a lot as well, rather than like DIing stuff. You know, I'd actually like put a microphone there and just try and get a nice sound.
And do it yourself and just kind of position it and be like...
Yeah. I hope that sounds okay.
It's kind of hard to find a bad sound from orange amps.
No, it is. Absolutely. They're so warm. So nice.
Orange amps have that like clean crunch.
Do you think we're giving it away now?
I don't know. I might get an orange amps tattoo.
I might be an orange amp, man. I might just...
But because there's that you can't really fuck up the sound. You can't mess up the sound.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a good amp.
Yeah, that is a good amp, guys. Buy orange amps. But yes, no, there was a lot of that, and then, but I guess the first software that I used was Audacity. You know, like the free stuff. And
old school.
Me and my mate Joss, who's in my band, he plays guitar in my band. We were like, we used to like, oh, it's so embarrassing. We used to have a band called Thorns and Ivy. We tried to be like really like edgy metal like shit basically when we were like 8. And I just remember we used to like write like all these song titles and like come up with album art and stuff. But then we'd get in a room together and just like make noise. But I remember I used to write out how long the songs were going to be. I was like, this one's going to be 30 minutes long. And we'd get in a room and like play it. We'd play it back, it'd be like a minute and a half. And it'd be like, and then you wouldn't even be able to hear it because it like, I recorded all of it with like, my sister had like this like kid's toy or something. She's like younger than me, and it had like a microphone attached to it. So like we just attached that to the computer, and you just play it back, and it'd be like, it'd be like
sounds sick.
Yeah, it's just some extreme noise metal, bro, like Merzbo. No, but like
That's how it starts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. But then eventually, yeah, I got like got an iPod, and for years I recorded everything on my iPod speaker. With GarageBand.
How does an iPod speaker?
Yeah, it's like just like the microphone, not speaker. I don't know why I said
Right.
that, but like you know, just everything through an iPod microphone, which is terrible. Then eventually did the Steve Lacy and got an iRig and all that stuff. You know, did that jazz, and then when I was like 14 or 15, like I saved up all my birthday money for like 2 years and my Christmas money and got a Mac. And that's when everything changed because like I had GarageBand and like I had like, do you guys know like a Blue Snowball, like the the microphones like that you have on like, they're like gaming microphones, but I just used that for everything. Like just, it was like a one microphone thing, like on the drums.
If it works.
If it works, it works, you know. So that's what I did all like the first EP with. It was just like a Mac and a microphone.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Picking up amps.
What's that?
Picking up amps? Were you like buying amps?
Not then, no. It wasn't until like I got signed, and then like as soon as I got a tiny bit of money in, I was like, yeah, I can splash out now. And then
What about drums? Were you playing? You had an acoustic drum kit at home?
Yeah, it was like this kit. It was about 70 quid, and I don't know how I managed to make it sound actually okay, but like I don't know. I think it was just the mixing on the record that did it justice. But
drums is, I feel like, the hardest thing to make sound.
I've gone absolutely insane trying to mix drums. Like it is really difficult. Yeah, because they might sound good in the room, but they'll never sound good through like tinny speakers or whatever. It's like if you can get it to sound good in like a car and on your phone and on a Mac, on all of those things, or through some speakers, then like you're basically God. Like, you're sick. Kevin Parker is Jesus. Like,
Look, comparing that to now, is there still that thirst, that kind of hunger to find new sounds and to find new like tones and?
Yeah, definitely. But I it's weird. I don't think that happens to me as much with like guitars. I think it comes more out of like synths or like weird instruments like theremin and like I don't know. Yeah, woo! It's like this weird like I don't even know how to explain.
What's your favorite theremin tone?
The original theremin tone, the one from 1911, when the guy that invented it, the Russian dude.
Has it changed over time?
Yeah, it used to be a lot more nice. It used to actually just sound nicer. The one I've got is like a digital theremin, so. Do you guys know what we're talking about?
It's like antenna.
You like control it with 2 hands, and it just makes some really strange sounds. But
could you write a song?
Well, one of the
theremin?
songs on it was kind of written out off
On Radiosoul?
Yeah, it's called Vultures, and it's like basically based around the theremin because it sounds like a vulture in parts of it when I do. It's like really weird.
Can you distort theremin? Can you put themin through
man.
Orange amp?
Yeah, totally. You could put it through a really great, amazing orange amp if you wanted to.
But you could put like a pedal on it. You could put a reverb or a delay.
Yeah,
that's exciting. That's fun.
I think that would actually make it worth listening to as well. But like it's just really hard to play. I think weirdly enough, people that are good at trombone can play it because it's all about the distance of the pitch and stuff.
Trombone has got to be the most aesthetically pleasing horn.
Oh yeah, it's hard to beat. I mean, French horn's up there.
I used to play trumpet.
Did ya? Loser.
And it was the trouble is that when those instruments, you can't play it by yourself because it's
What do you
too
mean?
high.
What do you mean?
Well, it's too high and you sound like you're in a marching band.
I've seen people play trumpet by themselves.
Yeah, but it's
like that.
I guess you got to be really good anyway.
Oh, you mean like? Oh,
As in like practicing by
I
yourself?
thought you meant that you need like
You're
your
talking
mum.
about masturbating?
No, I'm not talking about masturbating. I thought you meant that you need your dad to hold the trumpet for you.
No!
You can't just do it by yourself.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I didn't mean that you need your dad to help you masturbate, bro.
I had a next door neighbour called Guy Bates. And he used to get post
Oh yeah, I
as
bet you
Master
got.
Bates.
Yeah.
That's like a legit funny thing.
My live agent is also called Matt. His name is Matt Bates. We like to call him Master Bates.
I'll invoice him.
Yeah. Sorry, Matt. Sorry.
Do you have a graveyard of songs? Like, what happens to all the tunes that you don't use?
A graveyard of songs is a crazy way of putting it. But,
New album title.
you know, it could be,
I'll take credit for it.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, next one, like pure death metal.
The B-sides.
Yeah, exactly.
The B-sides album.
The B-sides are the best ones, man. I have like tons of folders of just songs, basically, you know, just lots of different things. I don't really have them in the same place though, so it's a bit of a nightmare because they're on like my old iPod, or like I'm really bad at just like congregating them together and just having them as one thing.
Did you hear about that guy Erland Cooper, who just released an album, the Scottish composer, and what he did is he wrote and produced a record and then buried it.
Really?
And waited till his audience, you know, someone on his Instagram or a fan, found it.
Did they find it?
They found it.
Really?
And they played it for the first time at the Barbican a couple of weeks ago, and not even anyone from the label had heard it before then.
Whoa.
That's a cool idea.
That's sick.
What would you do if you had to go wild for an album? I'm putting you on the spot here. This is
What
hard.
would I do?
Yeah, to like, as a real crazy album idea.
I don't even know, mate. What?
No.
I mean, I can't move on from that. You know, like
It's a pretty good idea, isn't it?
maybe like didn't Aphex Twin put a memory stick in a plane or something and then pretend that he lost it?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
In a black box.
Yeah, maybe I'll just like block a toilet and put like a CD in the bottom of it. It's like, here you go, mate.
Trying to think of puns.
Greatest shit.
Okay, U-bend, round the U-bend.
Around the U-bend.
101 part-time jobs. Have you had a couple of side gigs in between tours? Have you made some like gaffes, or like has it always been about music? And
Yeah.
it's all music.
I'm genuinely all about music. I mean, the only other thing I've ever really done is like, because my dad's a builder, I used to like help him out and stuff.
Yeah.
But
What are the memories
terrible.
of working with your dad?
Well, he's a brickie. He's really good at bricklaying, and like I was like, oh, this will be easy. But then he got me like trying to mix the cement, and it was like I couldn't even move it. It's like horrible.
Muscles.
Yeah, and I was just like really bad at like actually like there's like a certain amount of cement you want to put down, and I was like slavering it on like that'll do, and it just wasn't very good. But I managed to help out with like 2 extensions, which is all right.
Pretty good.
So
Would you build your own house?
no, I wouldn't know where to start.
If you did build your own house, would you have a swimming pool that has like a slide coming out your bedroom window
Yes.
going into
Yes,
it?
I would.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Why did you even ask me that, man?
Would you? You like UK? I often think like, as someone from the UK, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to move to a hotter country at some point.
Mm.
Is that? Have you ever thought about
There's
moving around?
definitely been thought about it. I think genuinely for like my health as well. I don't know, like I always get chest infections over here. Like about 6 months, you know, like in the winter, it's horrible.
Hence the reschedule tonight.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was
Damn.
the first one I've had in the summer, which is weird. Because I
You're gonna have more of them.
I fucking hope not.
Get the
normally
Piriton out.
don't get them in the summer, but yeah, like sometimes I just get hay fever so bad it knocks me out, you know.
Damn.
But yeah, there's always been like I don't know if I'd move there like temporarily in a hot country, but I'd love to just be there for a you know quite a long time.
Yeah.
Just see what flavor it would bring to my music. I know because like some of this album I did in like LA, weirdly, like the classic, and it actually really did make a difference, like in just bringing out like happier sounding songs and just also making me write more, because like I went there in like February last year, and you know it was such a gloomy time in the UK, like the months leading up to me leaving, so to go to LA, so it was really a breath of fresh air.
That when you jammed with Nile,
Yeah, that was in Miami.
meeting Nile Rodgers for the first time. Clara
Yeah.
Amfo from Radio 1
Yeah.
set you up.
She did. Big ups,
Bumble.
Clara. Yeah.
And Clara Amfo. When you met Nile for the first time and shook his hand, what was the first thing he talked about?
Nando's.
Come on.
It was about yeah, what we were getting for Nando's. I think he got a medium, but yeah.
Don't say that. You'll dox him out.
Yeah, yeah, I know, pussy. But no. After that, he was really nice actually. Like when we were eating it, he like chucked on my music out of like, you know, out of the blue, and he was like going through some of the songs, and he was like, "Did you release this as a single?" I was like, "No." He was like, "Oh, that should have been a single." I was like, "Oh, that's really nice of you." You know, like he was just really.
He listened
nice.
to it.
He was like yeah,
got
blowing him
into
out
it
while eating his peri peri chips. You know, like fair play. But no, it was really nice. Like just really humble. Once again, it's the same kind of thing as Guy Garvey. You just forget it's him because he's so nice. And like when I went to Miami, I went there for like a couple days, and I was just amazed by how much energy he has. Because like we go to the studio at like 10 in the morning, get out at like 10 at night. We do like 12-hour sessions because he was just so up for just like recording, just having a good time, hanging out, like just full of life, full of energy, and he'd tell you so many good stories. And I think, you know, he really fit into the whole idea of making an album in only comfortable situations because, you know, at first I was really nervous to meet him when I met him for the first time, but by the time I went to Miami, it was fine. Yeah. You know, like awesome. I didn't have to be worried.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
Now, Alfie's going to play a couple of songs for us shortly. I think we got there.
I've got you a few songs, yeah.
What are you going to play for us?
I'm going to play you a few new songs off the record and then a classic at the end. So.
Here we go. Should we start getting set up?
Try not to butcher
and we'll work
them.
it out. Yeah. When you're playing these acoustic songs, is it hard to kind of... Because they're band... Yeah,
well, I've never done this before.
You're joking?
So, yeah.
This is going to be brand new.
Yeah, if you see me looking concerned, it's because I am.
Can we give a hand for Strong Room, who have had us tonight?
Strong Room.
This is a fun place to hang out.
I finished off my record here.
Sorry?
I finished my record here.
Radiosoul?
Yeah. Finishing the vocal parts. Yeah.
101.
All right. This one's called Beckham. You're allowed to talk, by the way. Cheers, mate. Obelisk surround me, make it hard to see where the bridge is burning. When it started burning me, the circumstances ended. Oh, reason left the air, freezing till we're burning, stomaching your stare. Something Bexley to Oatsville Stratton Beckham David Beckham. Something Bexley to Oatsville Stratton Beckham David Beckham. Worrying is pointless. What good will it do? 6 more days in slumber, slowly killing you. You dig yourself so deeply past the exit home. A weekend of beginnings to make you feel unknown. Something Bexley doing Oatsville Stratton Beckham David Beckham. Something Bexley doing Oatsville Stratton Beckham David Beckham. Something Bexley doing Oatsville Stratton Beckham David Beckham. Something Bexley doing Oatsville Stratton. right. Big ups. Great crowd. Should start giving free beer off more often. All right, this one's called Vultures. Vultures are looking for new territory. Someone who's small and has no feelings. They eat away at all your enemies. Dear quiet, nobody move as they came down to you. Maybe we'd all just be a little nicer if we were told to spit right on your head. Ooh, 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 I was once you. Ooh, 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 I was once you. Vultures have found themselves new territory. You ran, but you can hide. And out of friends and enemies, guess I will self-destruct. Maybe we'd all just be a little nicer if we were told to spit right on your head. Yeah. Ooh, 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 I was once you. Thank you. Thanks for putting up with this. I don't know what I'm doing still, but it's quite nice to just turn it into one guitar though. This one's called Switch. I had to flick the switch today. Mind left Earth, enjoyed the stay. Needed the time to count to 3. Calming down will only anger me. They ask me why I can't say no, 'cause I'm scared to do the things you want. I can see ahead so clear. I had to flick the switch today. Mind left Earth, enjoy this day. Needed the time to count to 3. Calming down will only anger me. I needed to be a bigger part of you. I needed to be. Thank you very much. I got one more for you. If you know this song, please do sing along. It's called Happiness in Liquid Form. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Always acting strange when I'm round you, going round you, thinking it's time to go. I don't know though, do you know? I need you for the most. You're a ghost, first to blink. Why am I still here when you threw me down the sink? Alright. Happiness in liquid form, I'm drinking it down. I just wanna drown. I know I can't be happiness in liquid form, but neither can you. So what should we do? Woo! Happiness in liquid form. Hang me on my word, hear me talking, I miss talking. I watch you making waves. I feel younger. Good times in the shade. I feel crazy. I can't think. Why am I still here when you threw me down the sea? Woo! Happiness in liquid form, I'm drinking it down. I just wanna drown. I know I can be happiness in liquid form, but neither can you. So what should we do? Alright, alright. Happiness in liquid happiness in liquid form, I'm drinking it down. I just wanna drown. I know I can't be happiness in liquid form, but neither can you. So what should we do? Alright. Happiness in liquid. Thank you so much. Thank you 101 Part-Time Jobs. Give it up for Giles. Big up Orange.
So there was Alfie Templeman here on 101 Part-Time Jobs. Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed that chat, make sure you click subscribe. We put out 2 episodes every week, and we'd love to have you here. Alfie's new album, Radiosoul, is out now. It's a great record. It features a track with Nile Rodgers. It is awesome. It's got a real groove to it. It's out now on Chess Club Records. Go and buy it, go and stream it today. We're able to continue because of our sponsors, one of whom is DistroKid, who offer the perfect solution to put out your own records. We chatted earlier with Alfie about putting his own music online. DistroKid is one of the easiest, most simple way to put your music out into the world, and you can join 1 million other artists in putting out your own records on Apple, Spotify, TikTok, you name it. Head to distrokid.com/VIP/101pod to get 30% off your first year. All you're doing is paying a yearly fee, and then you get 100% of your own royalties. That's at distrokid.com/VIP/101pod. Catch you next time.
101 Part-Time Jobs is hosted by Giles Bidder and produced by me, Olivia Swash. This has been a Mighty Moon Media production.